No, I didn't. I'm gonna ask her like right now. Is there a reason why I can't fucking play? Is that much, like, is it annoying to ask about my sister?
If it is, then they shouldn't have. I don't think there's anything wrong with you asking for your schedule. You have every right.
She gives me a stupid reason. I'm gonna ask her. I'll just quit. I did. Only fucking 4 days. And not, it shouldn't, I hope it's not because Connie complained about her hours.
It might be.
She was getting mad because she was only having 32 hours. And she says that she needs the money more than I do.
She doesn't. She doesn't deserve more hours.
She keeps saying that that I should be using my baby as an excuse, but her rent for her house, you know how much it is?
What, $500?
$250 a month. And then she pays a lot of loans and shit. Because she's the one that fucking took out loans. So why?
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, I have this loan and I have this payment and I have this and this and this. And I was like, that's your fault. You have all the payments. She was like, you don't need that money. You have a husband who works. And I was like, okay, and how does that mean that I don't need money? Because I have someone that works doesn't mean that they're making as much as they should be.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. Kat, me and you are gonna fight if you tickle my butt crack one more time. I'm going to punch you.
Man, I was mad at someone all day, but I still managed to be nice to Well, nice, and then I put him in his crib and let him cry.
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck? I don't know what his fucking problem was. Maybe he's in a bad mood.
Hi ho, hi ho. We're singing a song for all the hoes. Hi ho, hi ho. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves is what I am making fun of.
Well, I know what it is.
No.
Never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who employ any people that want to ask her about it themselves, but never give your tongue a lashing. Don't worry. You'll let me know what you think.
Yeah, you better smile for me when I give you kisses.
Oh, great. You already spit up.
9 ounces more.
How long ago did he eat? Start making your eyes walk in a second, boy. Oh. Boogity 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 boy, boogity 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 boy, boogity boogity boogity. Feeling okay, booger butt? Huh?
He's too strong.
Oh yeah. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God, no. What will be my son? That's you right there.
Thanks, babe. You're too good to me. A mermaid man action figure and a barnacle boy eraser. Look at me, a barnacle boy. Look at me, a mermaid man.
Whenever you get off work next time, you should bring me a big ass cup of ice. Big cube ice or what? Is it negative?
Kind of see the ice in there.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's not the good ice, but it's not bad ice.
Yeah, you should bring me a big ass cup of ice. I just need 2 of them.
I'll try to remember it. That means make sure and call me tomorrow. Tell me, hey, don't forget the eyes, asshole. You know what I mean?
She's so features. That bar. But what's this? Dandruff? You sure do. See?
Oh, fine.
Ew. Couple of sluts like you can't go around like this. Lucky for you, Dr. Plankton's come prepared with Plankton's dandruff control shampoo. A little of this stuff and the ladies will be breaking down your door. Wise decision, gentlemen.
Okay, I will put on cars, you asshole.
Maybe that's what he's doing. I haven't even thought about that. He has been watching SpongeBob all day after he left.
Chill out, dude. I'm getting it. What's up? Not much. I just got home not too long ago. It was alright. I actually had a good bit of fun at work today. Stop making... Oh, sorry, what? Oh, yeah, how was your day? What'd you do today? Right. I just gotta go cash my check tomorrow. Alright, let's see. Well, I was saying, tomorrow I gotta cash my check. I forgot to do it today.
Lady Karen. How's business?
Not nearly as fair as the weather.
You're doing good trade then? Both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait, what exactly are you getting at? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care, but here you are today raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto?
Just asking. Out of interest. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating about you.
What's Perry playing?
Sending weapons to Brand.
Are you? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dalamil has been spreading word to that effect.
And what? You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocents, do you? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that if you'd ever paid the slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
Aye, it was. Now, I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Of course. Good day. I spoke with Lady Carol that the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking, along with some other things, that made her feelings bad. While it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she said...
Oh, well, I knew Nan wasn't caught up in outback. But why would people say she was?
No, but people do things for all sorts of reasons.
Well, I'm going to find that traitor. He said they were all talking about her in Dalimil, so that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me.
Are you sure that's wise? Who...
Oh. Well, that's why you'll be coming with me.
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his...
Yeah, you can turn up and down the volume.
We're all gonna die! You hear me?
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just tell Miss Shirley.
You'll get us all straight.
Sid! Hard at your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh!
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? And why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way to see how something works is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well then, your work is already half done. Carry on.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom.
You three need to learn to take responsibility. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we?
Must have been magic keeping those scales together. It's the only...
Yeah, I'm playing the new Final Fantasy 16.
Everything here was once part of Miss Mididol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others.
What the fuck is chivalry?
Scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others? This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear.
I have. Miss Mididol's dungeon is full of them.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round.
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
Not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
You know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult. This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. You're on the right track. These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh Goots? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Mididol's hairs.
Her hairs?
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Mididol and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
We're all gonna die! You hear me?
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his... It seems that
There's a storm coming, Sid. Will there be...
Well, did you solve...
It was as you thought. The children had the scales. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea, although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy... I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the three of them under her wing. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending...
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva. Is that not true?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war engines. To anyone else it would be an opportunity, but to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was none too keen to swallow. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heir. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I.
Ah, you've given them far more than that. And I'm sure they're very...
Lawsman Harpocrates. I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind. It's about the book you lent Ivan.
Ah, Valicia, A Culinary Pilgrimage, a classic. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and...
Ah, so the fabled Sandbrequois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never fail to make my mouth water. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern, their ground livers being the paste from which the mortress is made.
Dragon livers. How very Sandbrequois.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach coast. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive. And do save me a bite once the dish is complete.
Is a storm coming, Sid?
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gavin, the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Candle was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
We can use the ruins to cross the ravine.
Assuming they will allow it, the echoes will have their own.
Tell us about Yote, Joshua.
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade. Much like Clive, but with better manners.
It's over.
You're injured. What happened here? Where are your comrades?
Ether flood. It swallowed our camp. My own men did this. There's a village not far from here. It's only... We can't...
I'll go. You catch your breath.
Thank you. Our encampment is up ahead.
Rest well, Salt. You said the encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go round it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
Right. I got here in time.
This way. Is someone there? Please, I can't move my leg.
That doesn't sound like an Akashic. You're with the battalion?
I am.
Taken care of. One of your brothers in arms told me.
Another survivor.
His wounds were too...
was right to send you. The Tabor is safe thanks to you. You seem familiar.
You must have me confused.
Wait. That scar. Son of a whore.
I was there in Cosnis when you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith when you killed my commander.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward those who followed him.
And what of my ill will? Coward! Draw your stick.
When your wounds have healed and your head has cooled, come and find me if you must. Though I hazard your life would be better spent in service of those who need it. Or have you forgotten your oath to the Republic?
My oath? What would you know of oaths?
I know how hard they are to keep. Which is why I'm giving you the chance to keep yours.
No. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an outlaw.
Man. Like you.
I am nothing like you. Just know that I will.
We're nearly there.
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
Where now, Joshua?
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yotei, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yotei has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yote. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waloed knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them, yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
But are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce!
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
How dare you?
Distinguished members of the Council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king! He has come to save us from the Akashic! He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools. Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough. Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city, her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
By the flames.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike, his very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominants, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it, like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Omielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yote.
Let's find our friends.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Opportunity beckons. Who among you is bold enough to heed her call? Is that blade for hire, perchance? Because I have a mind to make...
Figuratively, I hope.
Well, a passing caravan carried with it a rumor most fortuitous for one in my trade. that an elder Dread Evis had been sighted in the fields of Dread Evis are aggressive beasts. Compelled as they are to acts of violence, few survive to maturity. But those that do develop a...
A hide you want to sell?
Eventually, yes. Though I would have it tanned first that it might be crafted into marvels, the likes of which the world is... Dread Evis skin is a rare thing indeed. But the worked hide of a well-aged beast... Now, that would fetch such coin. Bring me that beast's skin, and I will share with you the bounty.
All right.
Of course, leave... I eagerly await your say...
Careful how you pack that leather. Any crystals.
You! Finally. No one was paying me the slightest heed.
Is something wrong?
At the university, the students would hang on my every word.
The university?
In my heyday, no obstacle could have kept me from my studies. Yet the answers I seek lying just beyond. Would you do an old man a kindness and brave the
climb this
and memorize a few inscriptions for me? Some courteous soul is rumored to have carved clues to... three of them, to be precise. One each to the north, south, and east. I'm here, in the name...
I can't...
How are those new boots treating you?
That Cyril fellow's an odd fish, don't you think?
No history would be complete without mention of the mother crystals.
Why won't the sky go back to how it was?
So it's these stones to Canva, and the rest of the boxes to Tommy.
Not a scratch on them. Have you noticed the Elder has been coughing?
What golden plains might the wanderers have called home, I wonder?
Recent quarry's been hard to find since the skies turned.
Farmers must have settled here in Tabor. I should speak to the old scholar before I forget everything I've read. The engravings were in good repair, considering their age.
Oh, what that I could have seen for myself. Come, don't tease me now. What did you learn? Let's start with the engraving to the...
Guardians of the Crystal. The first... I'm pretty sure that was it.
Fascinating. But, whatever...
Voyages of...
seafarer?
I'm growing less certain by the... Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall...
No doubt you're right. There are vestiges of nomadic customs in Tabor. Its guardian roots could never... This is proving most enlightening.
Children of... That can't be right, surely.
I'd rather suspect it's not.
Children of the Hunters.
Sun worship?
I could have sworn it was something like... Children of the Hunters, now tillers of the land. Reap her promised blessing, and give praise her gracious hand. That's all three.
And so, 3 guardian, little enough.
Too many
How are those new boots treating you?
They're fantastic. Soft as Phoenix now.
Beneath the flood, yes. And not a stone.
Cyril. How fares the search?
Well, Your Grace, my report shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yotei is otherwise engaged, at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Fulfilled. For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield.
I am Cyril, Knight of the Undying and bearer of the Burning Quill, charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix and rightful Archduke of Rosaria.
I entrusted Cyril here with overseeing the investigation into Ultima's origins. Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
Not nearly enough, milady. Yet we are glad to give our all in service to the Phoenix. Such is, and has ever been, our creed.
I see.
You have your associates, I have mine. But you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance. It is from the darkness that we serve, both him and now you. Pray accept this token. For as long as you bear it, members of our order will reveal if there is nothing further.
No. You are...
Your Grace.
To Canva, then.
We'll talk about this later. Cyril seemed very... You certainly keep strange bedfellows, Joshua.
The free cities under sea.
Let's go.
Faster!
Are you sure this is the right way, brother?
Thanks, Cal. My side, Torgal. Shouldn't have messed with the leader of the pack, eh, boy?
Run like the wind.
Enough of you, are there? There's still plenty of fighting in yes.
Go to him! Get him! This one.
Here's your hide.
I worried you might never return. Oh, as supple as a maiden's cheek, yet as adamant as her virtue. Clearly, my trust in you was not misplaced. Join me as my honored partner. With my means and your might,
I don't plan on making a habit of this.
Very well. Though I believe fate had a hand, do not allow me to keep you from being a...
Bandits, maybe, no. But look what they've left us.
Mummy.
It shouldn't be too hard to find goods.
The gentlemen of the town guard are a strapping
The finest sell swords in stone.
Could be I know something more. What's it worth to you?
I've got... Clive, listen! I've found someone who says he's heard the rumours about Nan.
Have you?
Go on. Tell him what you told me.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel to whoever will pay her price, be they knight or knave. Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war they'll wage. And the more war being waged, the more call for swords and spears. And who will they all turn to? Why, the good Reaper.
And you've seen this Reaper?
Aye, it just so happens. You'll find her right here,
Here in Delamil. Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market. But if you're not the patient type, you can... But it'd be a bolder man than me that braved. Feeling bold, traveller? Now, if that's all, I have places to be.
Sorry to have kept you.
You don't think Nan's the Reaper, do you?
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places at once.
Eh? What do you mean?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks. So who has been running this store?
Good question.
And I'll visit this storehouse.
All right.
You too, Goots.
The finest sell swords in stone.
Fuck! How the hell did they find it? No one knew where I was keeping that kill.
The gentlemen of the town guard are strapping. What a mess. Where do we start? You fought very bravely.
The safety of the town is in our hands now.
Time to brave the Viper's Nest.
Just you, is it? Thought I might have laid it on a bit thick.
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
That's up to die a slow death. Boys, he's all yours.
Leave now, and we can pretend this didn't happen.
This one.
Nice try.
To me, Blades! Over here!
Oh, you've done it now.
Go on.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his... He only wanted that bull of a manservant, the dim one always clinging to you. Weren't even supposed to be...
What were you going to do?
The Borgwyn wanted him to get to I was only supposed to point the lamp in the right direction once he arrived. Then you turned... Well, go on then. If you're going to end me, end me.
You're not worth the effort. I need to find Goots.
Get your filthy paws off me, you naughty painted lout!
Stop calling me names! And stop spreading them horrible lies about Nan!
Well, that will be easy enough. For they are not lies. Every last word is true. And she must pay for her crimes in blood.
Blood?
Goose, are you all right?
He's gonna kill Nan! He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. She ruined that loathsome harpy's very existence as a Goots, was it? Only with you. Run along now.
No.
No.
I don't care what she did. Promise me you won't, or I'll...
Goots, no.
Enough, all of you!
But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalamil might bear me a grudge? And a certain snivelling shit, though it was just Bogan back then. I thought the years might have taught you some sense. But I see you're the same pants-pissing crave. What was it we called you?
You. Everything that... It was all... And now you'll finally pay for what you did to...
Goots, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
Fuck.
You great galoot. Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, wet legs. You remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye. Wise words, Sam. Wise words. And now, it's time to collect. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Is he...
Dead? No. It isn't easy going through life, one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But that didn't stop him, so I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients... Always knew it, but he crossed a line, dragging poor Goo. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? But...
Well, if he does, best we take the other eye, then we work our way down. But something tells me the wet leg... Right. Let's get you back to the hideaway. You've attracted quite...
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
My lord Marquis, is that... It is you. Then you received my letter. I am Sebastian Rutherford, chief steward of your lord uncle's estate.
Of course. We met once before.
Yes, my lord.
And what was so sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing?
1,000 apologies, my lord. I did not...
It's all right.
I am here at Martha's Rest, at the behest of your lord, tasked with learning what I am able of the realms, and what I have learned is grim. The fall of the Mother Crystals, the subsequent darkening of the heavens, has only made things worse. Akashic attacks, once unthinkable, the gears of governance have ground to a halt, and without a steady hand on the tiller, the realm threatens to drift into utter chaos. Your lord uncle, however, believes there is a way to avoid this fate, and is determined to see it set in motion.
That sounds like quite the undertaking.
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues serving the 7 high houses. Alas, I have lost contact with 2 of those colleagues already. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword, yet in these dark times even that may not prove sufficient to keep a man safe on the road.
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went.
One I sent...
That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose...
Oh, thank you, my lord. I shall pray for your success.
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an republic. Let's hope someone here's seen something.
Mummy?
The gentlemen of the town guard.
Someone's got himself in trouble.
I don't see your master here, so you can start by giving us all the coppers in your purse.
I already told you, I have nothing.
Then maybe we'll take that pretty outfit and the steel you're wearing.
Please! These men are trying to rob me!
I'll deal with this.
Thank you.
You that one's master, then? If you'd kindly pay the coin he owes us, we can pretend you didn't draw your blade on Republican soldiers.
Or you can go back to your garrison and I won't report you to your captain.
Oh, you're more than welcome to. He hasn't had many visitors since we slit his throat. Kill!
I'd expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but these were men of the fist.
Much has changed in the Republican army since they lost their rock.
You've seen this kind of thing before, then?
Many times. I was sent here to observe the situation.
You're one of Rutherford's men. He sent me to look for you.
Well, then you have my thanks. I fancy I could defend myself against one, perhaps two, but a whole regiment. I arrived in Dalimil several days ago, but when I called upon the captain of the local garrison to make inquiries, his men confiscated my effects and locked me in a cell.
The captain is no more, and his men make the rules now.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free, only to be stopped again by those soldiers you so kindly dispatched.
What of the Fist's central command? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness amongst their ranks.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Most of the army has fallen back to the capital and hunkered down behind her walls. Those who weren't recalled now rule the fringes unchecked, answering to no one but themselves.
Then it's worse than we imagined. You should return to Rosaria. It's not safe here.
I'll find a caravan heading north. You won't mind if I borrow one of these soldiers' coin purses?
Not at all. Now, to find this second associate of Rutherford's. If he was bound for Oriflamme, I'll start at Northreach and see if I can pick up his trail. There's a lot of road between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere. What happened here?
If you're with the others, they've already relieved me of my belongings.
I'm not. I'm looking for someone who was sent here by a man named Rutherford.
And then you found him. I am Alistair Rockford. Attendant to the Lady Ariane of House Wellesley.
Of the 7 high houses of Rosaria. It's been a long time since Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? Yes. Yes, she is. I was on my way back from the old capital when I saw some villagers being robbed.
Bandits?
They looked more like field. It didn't matter in the end. I did what I could to help the victims, but all it earned me was a pommel to the temple.
Which way did they go?
South, toward the gate.
All right. I'll take care of them. Founder knows I've met enough of their kind. You head back to Northreach, visit the Vale, tell them I sent you.
Thank you. I shall.
They just couldn't resist, could they?
This one
one's ours, pretty boy.
Make for the town while you can.
You don't need to tell me twice.
This looks to be all of them.
I thought I told you to make for the...
And stand by, as ill might befall the heir to the ducal throne.
It's just Clive, which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange that the garrison wouldn't intervene in such a brazen attack so close to their gates.
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. Some days they don't even send out patrols. There are few hands left to work the fields, and even fewer to transport the grain. The market stalls are nearly bare, and the price for what remains is exorbitant. It's not uncommon to see a fight break out over a crust of bread. When I said the ones who attacked me didn't have the look of bandits, I meant it.
Rockford, if you are to continue your investigation, you first need to seek the attention of a healer.
Of course. I shall return to Northreach right away, but allow me to thank you first.
Don't thank me.
I suppose he'll be wondering where I've got to. I shall send a Bastolus as soon as I'm able.
My uncle certainly has his work cut out for him. I should go and...
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
Ready, go? Hippocrates said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. Should be easy enough to spot. This must be our wyvern. All right. Let's get this over with. That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent. I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her recipe. I see you're still here.
The Rest's location affords a constant flow of traders, and with it, a constant flow of information. Speaking of which, I received word from both my associates. They have resumed their investigations, thanks to you.
I only happened to be in the right place at the right time. They both seem to think the realm's prospects rather grim.
I am afraid that grim. Storm is in crisis, and if we are to free, and we must work.
As it is mine.
Seems the hideaway's lost its... So, did you have that word with...
I did, and he was as helpful as ever. He told me...
And what precisely will I be cooking up? Or is it better not...
Blueback wyvern liver. And,
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Well, now then, you stay right where you are. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about. And here we have it. Fried mortress of skyworm. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption. Well, I say offered. He as good as begged.
And rightly so. Is there any higher honor than partaking in a slice of culinary history?
So, not.
What? The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. Yet, it is the piquant kiss of the... It is a tour de force. A force of nature, even. A maelstrom of flavour and
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might be right.
Decent. It's remarkable. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen blueback...
I'll give it some thought.
Nothing like a dish of cold...
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make... I just thought I had to protect you.
Aye. Well, someone had to. Your parents certainly didn't give a whit for your well-being. Reckon the both of us would be worse off if I'd not taken you. You've always been me right eye, Goots, and I'd have you stay that way. So don't you
Oh, I will. If you ever need help, I'll do it again, and again.
Why, you big fine. Play the...
Thanks, Nan.
There's nothing he wouldn't do for you.
That's as maybe. But if he's ever to make his own way in life, he'll need to start looking out for himself. Till then, he'll need people to watch his back. Just like you did in Dallum.
Of course.
Stop it. You make me one... I don't go thinking that'll do you any favours. A potion today'll cost you the same as it did yet.
The free cities under sea?
Ambrosia won't help me here.
Then let us be rid of them.
Good girl.
Faster!
Enough of you, are there?
Get him! Get him!
Clive. Smoke.
Is the city fallen?
The free men are still holding their own, then.
Do we have any idea where Gav and the others might be?
There's a warehouse near the docks where we agreed to meet if there was any trouble. We should hurry.
for making this town a welcoming place.
Ah, Clive. Just the man I was hoping to see.
Oh?
You remember how some of Sir Wade's guardians took up residence here after the... Well, now the rest have come to join him. Seems their barracks in the Lazarus. Now, I don't mind having a few more brave boys around to keep them animals at bay. But we ain't got nowhere for 'em to bed down. Poor buggers are having to make do with hayloft. I'd build 'em a new barracks here if I could. But where would I put 'em? There just ain't enough room up here, which leaves us in a bit of a pickle. The people we're counting on to keep us safe are living like beggars.
I see.
And it isn't just that lot. There's bears to think about too. There's been more and more of them, but there's only so we can't keep cramming more and more people into less and less space. And that's what I was hoping you might help me with, if it ain't too much of a burden.
It's no burden.
Thank you, Clive.
So, where were you thinking of making this new home?
Well?
Eastpool. It's been a long time since I thought...
It was a tragedy, and if any but what's...
I suppose...
The blight might be pressing in, but I reckon it's got a good few years left in it. There's just one problem. A band of cutthroats have made it their den, and they don't seem like they'll be moving on in a hurry. Nasty. Would have sent someone to clear 'em out sooner, if my boys didn't already have their hands full, fending off the Akashic. But now we've got a few more Guardians of the Flame to call on. I reckon it's time we made our move.
I do. Eastpool.
And I know the men will gladly... I've already shared a few thoughts with Sir Wade about how we might be able to win the place back. And I dare say he's got some ideas of his own too. Why don't you go and talk to him?
Of course.
Back to Eastpool, then.
Not just yet. Let's hear Wade's plan first. So, Wade, it's good to see you well.
And you, Lord Rossfield. And you.
I spoke with Martha. She tells me you have plans to free Eastpool and make it your own.
That's right, though it was mostly her idea. I rather fear my men have been treading on her toes somewhat since joining us, not to mention each other's. And then there are the bearers, men and women who found the courage to flee their masters and sought refuge here. We need somewhere to settle them, and I can think of worse places than Eastpool.
As can I. Which is why I agreed to help you win it back.
That's very kind of you. With you beside us, we shall soon send that rabble of rogues.
So?
That thankfully there aren't too many of them. Fewer than a dozen, and rather less, thankfully. The road that leads there will more than likely still be crawling with Akashic. A small force would suffice to clear the village. But if the Akashic were to follow them in, that force could end up trapped between a rock and a...
I'll head into Eastpool and deal with the bandits. You and the Guardians can stay outside the village and fend off any Akashic who come too close. Make sure I'm not taken unawares.
I can't ask you to bear all that risk yourself.
The Akashic are the bigger risk.
Well, if you're sure, I shall summon my men at once.
Shall I wait for you?
No need, my lord. You go on ahead. We'll be with you before long.
All right. I'll meet you at Eastpool then.
We shall see you there. And may victory await our coming.
Inn's full.
Don't bother.
Caution, brother. Who the hell are you? Kill them!
You will leave this place.
Or face the consequences. That's the end of that, then. Or maybe not. What's that thing doing here? Doesn't matter.
those two. Titan!
Any more surprise?
Bravo. A magnificent display, my lord.
You were watching? I thought you were keeping an eye out for a Kashik.
We were. Put down more than a few on the road, then arrived just in time to...
Let's hope it was the last of its kind. Though I expect you and the Guardians will be up to the challenge should another appear.
I would hope so, my lord.
Your men will be bringing the bearers who'll be living here, I assume. It might be best to send word for them to come right away, before any other unsavory characters move in.
Of course. I'll send orders for them to leave it with me, my lord.
Home. Without masters.
No. We're the masters now. Our lives are our own at last.
That's all of them. And not a single Akashek in sight. Now to begin the important work of rebuilding the place. It won't be easy. Especially not after 5 years of beasts and blackguards having their wicked way with the place. The masonry might still be sturdy enough, but half the beams are rotted. Those that weren't lost in the fire or burned by the bandits, that is. It'll take a bit of elbow grease, but we'll see Eastpool rise again. Just you wait.
So wait. Lady Hannah is buried here. If you don't mind, I'd like Oscar to join the rebuilding efforts. He should be a part of this.
Of course.
I'll let Martha know that everyone arrived safely. If you need anything more, you have only to send a stolen.
And we will, my lord.
Eastpool lives again.
There you are. All went well then. Sir Wade told me you got rid of the bandits while his lot kept an eye out. And what's all this about? Some shape-shifting nightmares? On second thoughts, don't tell me. It'll only give me nightmares of me own. What matters is you did it. And now we can...
I suppose it will be.
What else? Sir Wade said it best. There's plenty bad happened to that place. But that don't undo the good that happened there. No need to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Did Wade say that?
Well, something along those lines. Anyway, the poor souls might have made it to Eastpool, but their work ain't done yet. So the way I see it, neither is mine. If it's food or lumber or strong backs they need, the rest is ready to provide it.
Thank you, Martha.
No, thank you. You didn't have to help us.
I wanted to.
If we're going to do this, we'll need...
Clive, your timing is impeccable. It just so happens that right at this very moment, we're in need of someone with your talents.
And what talents would those be?
Why, your fearlessness, and your skill with a blade.
I'm listening.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, when these dark skies swept over the Republic, Randalar has been particularly badly affected. Many of the capital's bearers have lost their masters, or taken the opportunity to flee. None remain free for long, of course. Most find themselves under the protection of the Fist, but the army too is in disarray, and finds itself unable to provide for its new charges. Which means...
And you've been looking to buy, to make sure these masterless bearers remain that way.
Precisely. It's the perfect opportunity to free dozens more, and...
So where does my skill with a blade come in?
Though we may have the funds to buy these bearers, we have no... So we've been searching for a place where they can be resettled. Somewhere far from the and we believe we have found one. The place was abandoned a long time ago, but when the men moved out...
And so we seek the aid of a fearless swordsman to encourage them to look elsewhere.
How could I refuse?
Excellent. Theo, if you wouldn't mind making arrangements for the transportation of our guests, as we discussed.
Of course. Leave everything with me.
Sounds like you'll have your work cut out for you.
I will. We have an entire village to stock and furnish. Residents and all. Even if I begin right now, I'll be working day and night. So I'd better get started. Try to clear the place out before the wagons roll in, won't you?
I'll do my best.
You will find a village in Chaidra's Thread, past Lateney's Cleft. My man there will open the gate for you.
All right. Wish me luck.
I'm sure you won't need it.
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia.
Must have been a nice place once.
And it will be again.
I think that's the last of them.
I think you're right. Let's head back to Boklat. Something the matter, Theodore?
Quiet. Those are our terms. I trust...
I shall.
Him again.
Someone you know?
Yes. But enough about him. How...
It's done. The village is...
You made quick work of...
I should go and let Eloise...
Don't let me keep... but Clive... Don't... She'll only get up. I'll explain everything once you've...
All right. Eloise, I just got back from Cashlock. The village should be safe now.
Thank you, Clive. Here. Well then, now that you have laid the groundwork for our little project, I suppose we'd better finish the job. The first thing we'll need to do is make sure our offer for the bearers is accepted.
You're still in negotiations?
We are. A trusted colleague has been dealing with the Fist on our behalf, but things have been trickier than we anticipated. I suppose it's to be expected. This is the army we're dealing with, but we shall...
Well...
I'm not...
Ah, Clive.
You wanted to talk?
The man I was watching earlier, the one speaking to my sister. He represents the Silver Peak Consortium. It's one of the bigger trading houses.
I don't think I've heard of them.
Well, every trader in Dharmekia has. They operate across the length and breadth of the Republic. And
you'd rather she didn't?
I would rather she did, Watton. And I would never deny her such an opportunity. Eloise saved me from slavery. But this was not the life my sister... I won't let her give up. She freed, and she must be...
You're a good man,
I have always been grateful for what my sister did, and I want to repay the favor. But each time an opportunity to do just that arises, she turns it...
She loves you.
And I love her. Which is why I want this time to be different. To show her that I don't need to be watched over anymore, though I'm sure I'll still need some help from time to time.
Always.
Thank you, Clive. Well then, I had better get back to work. These bearers aren't going to move themselves. That's a job for the Crimson.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't...
You know what you have to do. Clive, as you know, our time grows short. The Lord Chief... Before we part, I want you to know that, though I may not always have been your most vocal ally...
Thank you. I appreciate the sentiment, but his revenge.
It is the one I found, and it is all that I have lived for.
But what of Lostwing?
I built Lostwing to achieve this aim. Once it is done, my comrades and I are sure of our cause, and we shall fight. But there are those among us who cannot fight. I would place Lostwing in their hands, if I thought it would. But a village home only to the frail and the infirm is not likely to stay a safe haven for long. And so, Clive, I find myself... Will you take them to your hideaway, that they might live, even should Lostwing die?
I will.
Thank you. I will not have it said that I did not see to the well-being of those who rallied. The people I speak of have withdrawn to Gotan's Bales, away from danger in case the Black Shields strike.
Understood. I'll make sure they get to the hideaway safely.
Then the last of my preparations are complete. Fare you well, Clive. And may Griga guide us. All of us.
Come then, brother. We are awaited in Gotan's Bales.
Everyone, Quinton has asked that you come with me. He can no longer guarantee your protection, but I...
Well, if that's what the master... Sid, none of us would be standing here today if it weren't for Master Quinton. We owe him our lives. So we ain't about to start telling him what he should do with it. If he's saying we ain't safe in Lostwing no more, it's 'cause he ain't. And if that's what has to happen, then so be it. I only hope he can... that we get to see justice done.
I hope so too.
Oi! You lot! Where's everyone else? They ain't already left.
They've gone with Master Quinton.
What's wrong?
I've just come from the Justice's manor. We have to get Quinton to... It ain't just the Black Shields protecting the place. He's got a guard dog and all. They don't stand a chance against that thing. If I don't, they're all gonna fucking die.
Sid! Don't worry about it. We can't let Quinton die before that...
All right. I'll do what I can. Where is this manor?
It's way over to the east, through the woods. Heaven Hall, he calls it.
Promise us, Sid. Promise us.
Ambrosia. Time to fight.
Clive, look.
No. Don't tell me we're too late. Quinton, are you all right?
No. which is more than I can say for my comrades. They followed me without question all the way.
This must be the guard dog. Quinton. I'll hold it off. You go.
But...
your comrades didn't die for nothing. Don't let their sacrifice be in vain.
I won't.
Come on, then.
That is no mere guard dog.
No. Mr. Relic needs to be put down. Is it over?
It is. He wept and begged for mercy. And just as I dreamed of doing all my plans, building a haven in Lostwing, freeing bearers from it was all for but what is? My faithful comrades. All those lives lost.
Quinton.
Master Quinton! Oh.
You.
And so are you. It's Lostwing.
What? Lostwing. My Lostwing.
And look who's here.
They must have stolen in after we left, just before the flood struck. What if there are still people in there?
Don't be a fool! Damn it. Quinton's not going to last long in there.
Can we finish this quickly?
This one. Go for it.
Stop it! Kill!
Another down.
I need to get back to Quentin. Quentin. Thank the Founder. He hasn't turned. Welcome back to the land of the...
Is Lostwing?
The flood has filled the valley.
I see. Then all is at an end. A strange way to achieve one's life's ambition.
No, Master Quentin.
Why? All that I strove for is gone. Only emptiness remains. I have nothing left.
What the heck are you on? You've got us, ain't you? Don't try telling me you only freed us so you could get revenge.
I fought you, but I prayed, and you did. Can't we just go back to how it was?
Your work ain't over yet, Master. We believed that you were the right man to lead us, and
your village may be lost, so long as you remain to guide them.
But why? Why would anyone follow?
Because we're family.
Family?
Yeah. And all our comrades who went with you, they felt that Lostwing weren't just a village.
It was. And as long as we're still here, it is too.
We can start again. Build a new Lostwing. Right here in the Bales.
A fresh start. One life ends. Why just a village? We could build towns. What's to stop us?
That's the Master Quentin we know.
Please. I am nobody's master. Quentin will suffice, after all. Permit me to withdraw my request. I will no longer be needing your help in looking after my people.
I'll pretend you never asked.
But you must be rewarded for your efforts on our behalf.
A bottle or two of your finest red will suffice.
Of course. And I have a feeling that this year's, if you don't mind waiting...
I look forward to it. Sounds like thunder.
You're late. We're starting to think you'd stumbled off a cliff.
I seem to recall that was you, Gav.
Good to see you. Any trouble on the road?
Nothing we couldn't handle.
I knew you'd come.
Is that who I think it is?
Yes.
Allow me to introduce my brother, Joshua.
Clive's told me all about you. Or even listening most of the time. Name's Midadol, but everyone calls me Mid.
My lady.
Hey?
My boy.
Uncle Byron.
It's really you. I never thought I'd see the day.
So these Akashic are being controlled?
That's what it looked like. Empty eyes, eerie blue glow. No doubt they were turned, but silent as monks, every last one of them.
Your man here speaks true, Clive. We saw more than a few in this city. They moved in ranks with a purpose, and not of their own.
Ultima's doing.
Perhaps.
What of the city? The people?
Dead, mostly.
Mostly, but not all. A handful managed to lock themselves in their villas before the Horde arrived. Some in the Merchants' District to the west, and a few others on the far bank.
If the Akashic stumble across either hiding place, a few bolted doors won't hold them for long. We need to find them. And quickly.
What do you propose?
We split into two parties. I will make for the Merchants' District, while you look to those across the river. Mind keeping an eye on my brother?
Not at all. We find the villa and try the servants' entrance.
Understood.
And what of us?
Mid, is she fit to sail?
The ship, the Mithril engine could probably do with a few more tweaks.
Then you better work fast. Even if we do reach the survivors in time, they'll never make it to the hideaway on foot.
You leave that to me.
See that Mid doesn't get herself into trouble, would you?
Think I can manage that?
I'll keep him safe.
Looks like you stuck with me, Byron.
That's Lord Rossfield, you little gutter snipe!
Shall we then?
And you keep Clive safe.
Be careful. Both of you.
You too.
All right, Torgal. Let's find those survivors. They don't stand a chance against those things. Fuck. They've been routed. They're wearing Waluda armor. may still be survivors inside.
You've caused quite the commotion. But then I would expect no less from you, Muthos.
You again. I don't believe we've been introduced. You were in my family's crypt. And now you're here. With an army of Akashic thralls.
Manners, Lord Rossfield? They are men, like you and me. Albeit ones unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to madness. They are pure. They are divine.
What?
And they are all that remains in this once raucous city.
You'll pay for what you've done.
As you wish. I confess I have been very much looking forward to this. Pardon me this indulgence, Your Majesty. The vessel shall not be spoiled. I am Sigmund of House Harvard, and you will yield. Or not. As long as you don't hold back. You will forgive me if my performance seems uninspired. It is just that I expected so much more from our chosen one.
Perhaps this will kindle your flame?
What now?
A gift from my liege lord's armory. Ungir. Watch closely, Mythos. Yes! Yes! Over here! One is seldom enough. Would you not agree?
Actually, I wouldn't.
The vessel is strong. My liege.
Clive!
You're all right.
As are you, I see.
We are, yes.
I'm sorry, but we couldn't save them.
It was over before we arrived.
Well, you did what you could. I fear we were all too late. What's wrong?
Nothing. I hope.
Leaving so soon, Mythos?
It's the king.
Indeed. You may kneel before Barnabas Tharm, Warden of Ash and King of Waloed.
Get back.
than impetuous. I expected more of the boy who bested my Lord Commander. Yet I see why my master covets you so. The power within you, Mythos. The potential.
Stop calling me Mythos.
But Mythos is everything. The cornerstone of all creation. The Lord's vessel. Your purpose.
My purpose? To surrender my mind and body to that thing. No, Your Majesty. My purpose is my own. I made a promise to my friends, to my people. And nothing is going to stand in my way.
You would allow this delusion of free will to bar your path to greatness? Truly, your volition is a cancer. One that must be excised.
Try it.
All the rest.
Joshua!
Oi! Oi! This way! Hurry!
Power beyond reckoning, and they use it as a crutch. Such a waste.
Will he be all right?
The phoenix can mend flesh, but the spirit must recover on its own. I'm afraid the rest is up to him. This place is remarkable. Outfitting it must have been no small feat. But why go to such trouble?
That beauty's belly's filled with wonders the world ain't ready for. If the guilds caught wind of what we're up to, they'd all want a piece. All right?
And how is he? Do not blame yourself. He was barely breathing when you brought him here. We would have lost him if it were not for you.
No. Barnabas may have severed nigh every sinew in my brother's body. But he made certain the wounds were not fatal.
Nigh every sinew?
Allow me, your lordship. Don't know what I was thinking, putting you to the trouble like that.
'Tis no trouble carrying comestibles to my ailing nephew.
I know, but you've already done so much for us. pouring your gale into the hideaway and now the ship. I don't want to take the piss.
You risked your life. And for what? Some girl you hardly know. Why'd you do it? You got mad or something?
I wouldn't go that far.
Clive!
You're awake, my boy. Oh.
All I want to do is help. And the world won't save itself. It was Sid. Your father, who taught me that.
Sounds like him.
Don't you dare do that again.
What of the Royalists?
Fucked off, the lot of them, along with the galleon. With the king on board, no doubt. Behind here, I wouldn't sail without him. Clive. Jill didn't come back.
What do you mean?
She kept the king busy while the others dragged you out.
It's all right, Mid. Jill is fine.
The ether of her icon endures. And as long as it does, we can be certain she is alive.
We must pursue the Black Galleon. Jill will be with the king, I'm sure of it.
Well, good luck catching him, because my ship's going nowhere. It's the Mithril engine. She's got a kick like a wild chocobo and a mind to tear the hull in half.
But you have an idea.
Well, of course I do. My dad'll have seen this coming a league off. If I had his old writings...
If you had his old writings, you'd be sitting under a fuckload of rubble. The ones Otto didn't save anyway. I suppose he might still have a few pages in his stores.
We'll have to hope it's enough. Do what you can to ready the ship. I'll speak with Otto.
In your condition, you really are mad.
Perhaps. But the world really won't save itself. Right. Gav said that Otto might know something.
Cole said it was an army of a...
How are we supposed to do our duty when the hills are crawling with a cat?
How may I help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts? All yours. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Clive? Beef, where the hell is everyone else?
They're all right.
You lot don't do things by... Well, at least everyone's still... Nah,
As for these writings, I'm sorry to say, Clive, but if you had that...
Sitting under a pile of rubble.
But we were able to save a few bits and pieces from the ruins, most of which ended up being used to build the more personal items we gave to the next of kin. In the case of Sid's things.
Then I'll check the workshop.
If Amber and the Lazarus are gone, do you think this ship will ever sail?
This looks like it's from Sid's old diary. I'd better keep looking. What do we have here? Oh. Sid's pipes. Something tells me Mid won't be needing these. I remember seeing this doll in Sid's cellar. Huh. What's this? Sid's best invention. So Sid hid something in Mid's first opus. What would that be? Perhaps Otto might know.
Miss Shirley, how can we learn to be clever like this? Sid! Heard you were in Canva fetching your men.
He's a surly soaker.
Trouble with your gear, or something falling, do you? Should last you a good while. No scratches, all right? Not bad, if I do say so myself. You can thank me later. Yeah, that should do you. You can thank me later. Anything else?
If it's knowledge you seek.
How are we supposed to do our duty when the hills are...
Well, possibly. Opus. That girl's as tone deaf as a bent, unless you mean the orchid. She couldn't have been more than, what, 11, 12, when she cobbled that thing to... It surprised us all. Not least her dad. You should have seen how proud he was. That battered old box had to do with anything.
I think Sid may have hidden something.
Wouldn't suppose two in their bloody treasure hunts. Half the things in the hideaway were hidden one time or another.
I didn't break it. Well, I didn't break.
What didn't you break?
Nothing. We didn't break. No, we definitely didn't break your. It's from. Except. See?
And you had nothing to...
Nope. We just wanted to listen to. So we pressed all the buttons. Like this. See?
All right. Something caught on one of the gears.
Did you break? Can you fix it?
No, I mean, yeah. There.
You fixed it. He more than yeah. New music.
Huh. They started playing when I removed this.
Well, don't look at me. I can tell you it's important, though. Sid showed it to me once and said as much. Said it was the stuff dreams were made of. Let's just hope it's the stuff ships are made of as well.
Indeed. Let's see if we can make some dreams.
Just the two I was looking for.
Aye. Who's a patient?
Actually, yes. The Crown Prince just left.
Dion left?
Unless you've another word for stood up and walked up. He did have the decency to leave a message with Obelisk before commandeering one of his dinghies. Should we go?
No. We're not the Prince's keepers.
I'd rather he did so in bed. His wounds aren't much like yours, I suspect. Otto told me what happened in Canver. What is it with this realm's...
Though I may be sometime.
Then at least try to stay safe.
And if that fails, try to stay alive, eh?
Every moment I waste here, the further the flagship sails. I have to get back.